All right, I got
Got
it
it.
on this screen. I got it on that screen.
Got it.
All righty. Islam, peaceful greetings. Happy holy day. Happy holy Venusian. Happy holy Venus day to ye all out there, all ye beautiful people. Happy holy day to you all. I am Brother Shanalim El, or Soy Hermano, Shanalim El, and you already know that all is well. And bro, man, I think I have a good memory, but it just when it comes to this appellation, bro, I need some assistance. Can you help me? Help me. Braveheart. Whoa. Oh, Braveheart.
I couldn't stop laughing, y'all. I was like, all right, it's all good though, bro.
That's the
Do your
line.
thing,
And
man.
we like to welcome ye all to another 7 Hill Star presentation. As we know, Fridays are Impromptu Improv. Right, and we're going in on Rule 13. I think that was 13 through 16, bro.
Yep, 13 through 16 Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, 13, 14, 15, and 16. I think the longest one might be 16, but they're still all fairly short.
So let me actually got to switch to, let me take that off to the let the sound go through my speakers. I'm like, I'm hearing you, but the TikTok world ain't hearing you. So pardon us, right?
Got you, Islam.
Yeah. So we're going 13 through 16. But before we say that, I'm here with my bro, and I'm jokingly saying when I say this, but I'm here with the living master, and he is
Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. Here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? Happy Holy Venus degree to ye all. Let's get it. Is there anything casually we're to speak about while I'm doing this editing on the fly, however?
Let me step that back. Let's say I know we were I think discussing maybe Monday about a workshop. So
yeah,
that's definitely in the works, and we had another idea. So yeah, this is beautiful, right? We've been going over the Holy Koran, whatever some would like to say. We've been going through that on the Sundays, and really just doing a lot of studying and cross-referencing between different books, different astrologers, different writers, really just seeing the beauty and able to read different texts, but see the principle that can relate to something else. So really just studying and reading and continue to be ourselves, be active, not be fearful, and just continue to keep moving. Because that's all we really can do, right? Is continue to move, and it's either with ease or with difficult. So it's however one wants to make it. So definitely, yeah, with that, it's beautiful. And like I said, astrology is definitely astrologing, making that word up. And the civics, I mean, you can't get away from the astrology and civics. So yeah, and just getting back to that. Well, I am getting back into that, remembering and being that mindset that are of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. And I know there's a lot of distractions, a lot of other things. Some could want to see it, some might not want to see it, however, but at the end of the day is we're going to continue to keep being truth and keep bringing that divine truth for everyone to see for themselves, to be their own priest. And for those that would like to hear it, I want to receive the message, they'll get it. And for those who reject it or try to throw shade or hate on it, they'll sit at some point, and whenever that is, it's up to them. We can already see clearly, we came in with our eyes wide open. Somebody said, Ned classified 4. Shriners, no, we're Moorish Americans. Shriners are custodians of our culture. That's why they wear their fez in private. Well, actually, they wear not the parade, but they're, I would say, showing love to Moorish Americans. That's why they wear their fez, but we don't have crowns or jewels on ours. So Shriners are just custodians for Moorish American Moabite culture. to answer your question.
Yeah, they're definitely just custodians, absolutely. Because, you know, if they're the Shriners, then who's the shrine?
Correct. Wait, I might make sure I get all the fingers pointing at me, right?
Right. Like, you know, the them and Rosicrucians also, you know, shout out to Mother Rashida Bey, you know, start the Sayarha for Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, the only Sayarha for Great Seal National Association of Moorish Affairs, and the elder astrologer. You know, she was just, you know, letting it be known, you know, the Rosicrucians are definitely keepers pertaining to Moorish culture also, you know, and you know, and for me, you know, I don't have a taboo way of looking at things, so I don't mind further embracing our Moorish culture, because what I'm really seeing is that a lot of people have, you know, squandered it or take it for a joke, and it's like the more I study, the more I embrace what it is that I'm supposed to embrace. Because speaking with our elders, again, Mother Rashida, and then our other beloved mother, of course, who I've known first out of all the elder mothers, the beloved Mother Oracle. Of course, we won't say her appellation. However, always supreme honors and love to the beloved Mother Oracle also, you know, and, you know, revealing to me, you know what I mean, what it is I'm supposed to do. So it's not like, you know, the type of astrologer I am developing into many other, you know, tools to further assist my psychic abilities. Is it doesn't come by the fact that, you know, oh, look, it's a fad and there's a woke culture fad. And now it's just cool for people to now all of a sudden seem woke, eat vegan, talk about doing energy work and things of that nature, when the whole time, you know, this has been the arena, so to speak, or the culture that this is why I've always been the oddball growing up. This is why I've always been one that seemingly doesn't fit in, because whole time I should have been, you know, doing what I'm born to do: astrology, tarot. Soon it will be Reiki, you know, thanks to Brother Sean, you know what I mean? Not because I'm trying to be something and, oh, this is the new hustle. No, this is where I actually fit in, like, honestly. So doing astrology, the tarot, these are just tools for myself to further hone in on these psychic abilities that I already have. It's just I don't go around, you know, like, oh, guys, come and get a psychic reading from me. I already know that these things are what they are and been what they've been. It's just that, you know, astrology and tarot, you know, among other things, have allowed me to express it in a way that it's palatable for other observers that may not be so strong at mind and heart in observing what it is that, you know, I'm really good at. And then to have my brothers, you know what I mean, Brother Sean, Brother Terrell, Brother Corey, as far as, you know, other, you know, internationally certified astrologers, based on the fact that their intuition and insight has them really tied into their birthright also, you know. So some people will call it magic. I call it what I've been meant to do my whole life. And, you know, and that's not to utilize these things in a harmful fashion. We do not utilize the astrology, the tarot, or any other energy work to do harm. The only way it does work is when we have an R being love. All right. That's the only way that it works. So I really, you know, especially look forward to, you know, some things that's cooking up. Yes, like Brother Sean said, you know, we will soon drop the flyer for the workshop. We may do the workshop in August because we want to, you know, get some momentum build up. We'll just put it out there. We've got a couple flyers that we need to make. I think August 1st, 7 Hill Star, for the third time in less than a year. 7 Hill Star will be featured on Office Hours with Dr. G. Right, just got on the phone with Dr. G right before we went live to solidify that. I know she's focusing on the summer retreat for House of Reawakening Minds, as she said. So for me and the bros, you know, you'll see us. That's a Tuesday, by the way. 1st August 2023 is a Tuesday. We'll be on Office Hours with Dr. G. Of course, that'll be, you know, on House of Reawakening Minds. And we'll be launching then something that we'll probably test run a couple times, but the official launch will do at House of Reawakening Minds and make it something continuous. I think we're going to add to YouTube, you know, possibly on the late night for some of you guys. If not late night, but just like after what we do during the day on Sunday, Monday, Tuesdays, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We'll pick some day, or I'm pretty sure, right, Brother Sean? We'll pick some day.
Correct.
And we're going to have gold star conversations. All right. And I mean, conversations that are, you know, solely analyzed and spoken about in an astrological way. Right. What I would like to do is just, you know, have beings that maybe, you know, you guys can give your, you know, solar return information, right? Your natal time, natal date, natal location to us in private. And then we can have a conversation with you live without exposing your natal time, natal date, natal location, or even exposing where planets are in your chart and things of that nature, really. Like we could speak on, okay, well, you have this particular planet here in this house without even saying what sign it's in or things of that nature, you know, because if anyone's like me, I can hear a couple of details and I can figure out what somebody's chart is. I remember, I don't know if I shared a video a while back, and it was two astrologers that are our colleagues actually through that international professional astrology organization, right? And they were interviewing one another, or one was interviewing the other. And when the sister was speaking, I figured out what her trinity was by just her speaking about a few house placements. And I was like, oh, okay. So she has this on the ascendant, this here. And I mean, once I have the ascendant, I can kind of map out about a 2-hour time frame you were manifested also, roughly. Like, so, yeah. So I know better than to expose people's energy that way. And we always give disclaimers to beings like, hey, you can share your information, but only share it like this. Because some people don't comprehend protecting their energy like we do. We know how you need to protect your energy, right? Because people will try to, like, you know, clamp on. And that's why I know a lot of people, especially not just over these last, you know, 8 years or so, but even recently, I know people finding it very hard to clamp on to our energy, because we make sure we do what we need to do to keep you guys from putting a straw in our energy. We don't need any vampires because we're here to assist. Sometimes I look at other energy workers' presentations, and it seems like, you know, they go through some shit for real. Like, shit be fucked up for them. Like, they be hot in the beginning, and then you kind of see where things go. Whereas what we're doing, we're being scientists. Like, have you been seeing this and this and that and that? All right, boom, let's boom, 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 do this, do that. And then next thing you know, you start seeing beings that you thought was kind of latching into your energy. They're losing grip. And it's like, see, there they go. Right. You know what I mean? I knew it, you know. However, so when it comes to the astrology, guys, the workshop, I think we're going to have right after our presentation on House of Reawakening Minds. We're going to pick a date in August. So you guys can, you know, get a hold of that. And I mean, I would like to do something where we go for about 12 months. I'm not going to even BS you. I would love to do something where we go in on just maybe every Saturday for a year, or every Saturday and Sunday for a year. And that gives you guys time to kind of like spread things out and things of that nature. However, that would be, it's interesting, because when it comes to, what is that, Brother Sean, you know, storage, you know, it's like, okay, we make a whole nother email so we can have some storage here, or do we just
5 other emails?
I
said 5 of the emails.
Yeah, I know, right? I already have like 9 of them myself, just so I can be able to, you know, delegate that accordingly. However, it's like, yeah, at this point we need our own server, right? However, yeah. So not to be verbose and pontificate about on my soapbox, just wanted to share to you all, yes, Brother Sean is completely correct. So, you know, the astrology workshop that's coming up as well. You guys will see us on August 1st. That's a Tuesday, 1st August 2023, August hours with Dr. G. All righty, and we're gonna officially announce, via her platform, Gold Star Conversations. And we trust that you guys come along and just know that not gonna play with anybody, going to be very serious. If I think people want some BS, we'll boot you. It's that. However, the reason why we're doing this is not just to, keep giving away our time and energy, is so that you guys can, exchange your energy with us. You really appreciate what we're doing. You really respecting what we're doing for real. Start sending your cash apps. That'll be a respect. You know what I mean? That, hey, look, we do honor what you're doing, so let me send X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? And don't sit there and try to be like, oh, see, look at the Moors. See, they talk about Federal Reserve notes as this and finances. Look, finance is support. You know what I mean? There are many different ways of looking at finance. It's just the way that we're accepting it so that we can be able to do other things that we do due to the way things are set up, until people stop talking shit and just really continue to get in this thing with us and writing writs and adjusting the writs or whatever the case may be. And, be able to make things happen that way. Until you're doing that, just in your cash app, and let us work and do what it is that we do. You know what I mean? And anybody want to run with that and talk shit, go right ahead. We're too cool to be embarrassing. We really don't give a fuck, just to be completely honest with you. So with that being said, Brother Sean, is there anything that I missed, bro? While I go to, share this joint?
That was beautiful.
It out to Telegram. What'd you say?
I said that was great. And yeah, I mean, we have a lot of things, like we told y'all a long time ago, that, what we were doing, it was only the beginning, not the ending, but which is the ending of whatever cycles we were finishing out, current ideas. And now we're about to just move forward with, I said, more ideas, because we're doing this for the people. Which, first and foremost, we must do it for self at first, to show, approve, and not just be a pointer. But we're doing this, we're experiencing this, and we really see, and we can see ahead of time while being in this present moment and, working on getting things together. And yeah, we're under occupation. So what? Well, we know that it'll always be in the favors of the Moors, the Asiatics. So it's always in our favor. It's just our beings really ready to get down and dirty, as they would say, and get active with the things that need to be done. They talk about all of this community, that community. It's, cutting out the distractions. Are folks ready to get themselves in order, get their home in order, and their community in order? Because we all need each other. We're all depending on each other at the end of the day. And, it was CM Bay is like Clock of Destiny book 1, or it might have been 2. He's like, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not gonna be involved in a God that no one can see and hate everyone that one can see. We're not on that. We love ye all, because we're all interconnected.
Unless you want us in the streets selling dope, robbing people, is that what you want? You know how people talk shit about somebody that's thugging and drugging out there, robbing, selling motherfuckers and shit. You feel me?
Yeah.
However, when you come across some brothers that's actually, for almost more than 3 years, we consistently have a website. We have 361 videos here on YouTube, thoroughly assisting. You don't have to give a certain amount of finances every year to have access to our library. We give you free access to our library, right? We're not out here robbing.
Email. Just to send your email. That's the only thing one would have to do is type your email. That's it.
Correct.
I mean, it's simple as that.
And then they have access to Prophet Noble Jolly University. I'm at a point where it's like, you got to respect that. Respect what we do. You know what I mean? And anybody out there bitching and moaning, talking shit, it wasn't meant for you to fuck with us anyway. So fuck you. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. Other than that, though, just to keep it a band, like, yo, like, we really good at what we do. You know what I'm saying? We're honorable. We're being industrious. And we've been sharing things in a way where it's like, at the end of the day, when I went to go assist Brother Taj near the Wilmington Corporation, Delaware State Republic out there, you know what I mean? Warehouse of Reawakening Minds is that for real. People wasn't comprehending what Brother Taj was really putting down. And if they did, they wasn't sharing it. Like, oh, look, I understand this. Let me keep this for myself. Look, I get all that too. You feel me? I get it. Work something until you got it working for yourself, and then you share with other beings. For me, it wasn't that hard for real because of the way my mind worked. So I don't mind sharing with beings. Some things I've completed, some things I'm in the mode pertaining to completing. However, I know how my mind is. I ain't the type of cat that's just going to say something and then not do it. And I'll let you know off the break. Hey, look, I ain't doing this. However, conceptually, this is how I see this getting done if I had to do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. You know what I mean? I think a lot of shit talking has happened. It's more than enough. It's over. Nobody's got me upset. So I want y'all to be like, yo, who got you upset, Brother Hasan? Nobody's got me upset. I'm just mature enough and experienced enough and have seen and heard enough in my experience to know what's really going on when it comes to this community, not just the Moorish community, just people that at one point in time in their life, for real, because I've always been the so-called, bookworm, stayed to myself, always studying. So it was nothing for me to declare and proclaim my nationality, even though I'm from near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, for real. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Raised in the hood, from the hood, seen some hood shit, a lot of hood shit. You know what I mean? However, that don't make me, have to be other than who I am. So since that's the case, let me continue. But a lot of people, y'all just, oh, this is the new wave. This is how people is now. So now you just come home from jail. And now all of a sudden you Buddha and some shit. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, I'm not knocking it. That's your birthright and all that. Do you really comprehend? Did you really do the bit that I'm doing right now? And that's making sure that, I'm being always honorable. And it's not like I'm down about it. I saw and I see what it is. Like I said, by the end of November, that'll be 9 years complete of me taking nationality and birthright seriously, not just trying to sound cool, all this. Let me get my numbers up on this particular social media, all that. I see all the ads and stuff. Hey, you could be doing this with 100,000 followers in just 2.5 months and get this revenue stream. I know we could do all of that for real. You know what I mean? However, that's not the initial focus. The initial focus is like, oh, dang, this is what Prophet Noble Drew Ali brought. Cool. That's a bet. All right, I see that. I see how many people out here clowning, acting stupid, not really honoring Prophet Noble Drew Ali. You want to call him all kind of names, all that. Knowing if you saw that man, if you had an opportunity to see that man back in the 20s, you wouldn't have said shit. It'd have been a fruit fight. You wouldn't have busted a grape at all. You know what I mean? And that's just really how it be for real, yo. Like, so that's why it's just like, yo, we just gonna continue doing what we doing. It's just what we saying is make sure, like, yo, for real, yo, support us. I'm saying it outright. You know what I mean? Get a session, get a report. Don't be like, oh, dad, yo, they want 153 an hour, man. That's 459 units for 3 hours to get an astrology session with them brothers. Yes, it is. Did you complain about them Yves Saint Laurent belts you got? Them Gucci bags? Did you complain about how many times those Jordans came out over the last 20 years? I don't give a fuck what you complaining about. Respect what it is that we do, and I guarantee you it'll really help the hood. The whole reason I even got into astrology for real, one, it is my birthright. The first thing I thought to do with it, I'm like, yo, once I get, you know what I mean, what I saw as because I didn't know people were using software. I'm thinking people use books and stuff, right? And I'm working my compass and square, looking at my table of houses, like, let me make sure I got this. See, Rosicrucian, right? Once again, Rosicrucian. You know what I mean? From the Rosicrucian Fellowship, right? That's why I'm like, yo, like, I'm like, all right, let me work my birthright. You feel me? Let me make sure I get this going. And I'm thinking like, yo, you know what? You know how they be reacclimating the mules and shit back into society. Them little, you know how you had the little dope dealers around the way. For those of you that's from near the Baltimore Corporation, got the little dope dealers. They got them little, long-haired Albion daughters or whatever, you know what I mean? That they try to pass off to be somebody who's acceptable in the hood the whole time. She a mule for the dope and the coke, for real. So now that, you know what I mean, yo got busted, now she got her baby or whatever, but she with a whole bunch of other Albion daughters in a program where they trying to reacclimate into society. Well, on Park Heights, that spot is called Gardenzia. And God, when I was watching how, you know what I mean, every, Saturdays or every other Saturday, you just see these group of Albion daughters in the hood reacclimating, getting off the heroin, getting off the coke or whatever, trying to, you know, get themselves clean, keep themselves clean. I was like, yo, they'd be able to better reacclimate in the society. They actually knew who they was for real, based on the astrology. The only reason the hood fucked up is because people don't know who they are. Why you think we do mirror sessions? To try to sound spooky? Ooh, do a mirror. It's magic. You're going to be scared of us, man. Fuck all that. This is what we're saying. You'll be able to see who you are and what your purpose is and what you need to do in life. Can you get it all in one session? You can if you get the basics as I lay it down. But if not, you ain't nothing wrong with you coming back and respecting our energy, because we ain't robbing you. We ain't selling you no drugs. You feel what I'm saying? Personally, I think everybody should, you know, grow some cannabis. I'm just gonna keep it a band with you. It's a herb. You know what I'm saying? Then again, like I said, I know my ancient foremothers and forefathers' history. So I'm not coming with that dogmatic, you know, I'll get struck by lightning if I say this, man. Fuck all that. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, ain't nobody bringing you bricks of dope, bricks of coke. Ain't nobody pushing no Molly in your face, nothing like that. Ain't nobody running no guns. You see what I'm saying? We really coming with you and showing you what time it is for real. Like, yo, this is how you'll be able to get things going. Well, yo, I got these Federal Reserve notes on my mind. You'll be able to change a lot of things too, because once you really got that astrology down for real, then you can start looking into other things, yo, looking at what's called law, like how we about to go over these federal rules of civil procedure real quick before we jump into Malika class, you know what I mean, for her court strategy class or whatever on Fridays. This is what we looking at, yo, so that we can change these things, man. Don't just try to be like, you know what I mean, some smooth operator online, act like you know some shit and you ain't really doing nothing that you talking about for real. You see what I'm saying? Some of us have taken some losses. It's like, oh, okay, well, it's not that it don't work. We dealing with criminals. You know what I mean? You dealing with people who are enforcing unum sanctum policy. You know what I mean? Unum, one, sanctum, holy, right? Like, oh, well, the Pope is running it. Man, that's not what it's. Have you not seen the motu proprio? I mean, the motu proprio? Motu proprio is your like, hey, man, let me wash my hands like Pontius Pilate. However, we doing all these studies and have to write these letters and stuff to these people that's trying to run your life, make you think you need to come and pay a traffic ticket, make you think you got to do something with child support, make you think you got to do, oh, you got to go see your PO. All that is based in you not knowing that that's based in federal and state agency, municipal agency. And since you're not reading these things, you're going along to get along. You think it's hot to have your passport? Are you a federal agent? Do you owe a debt to the United States? All of you out there that think you hot shit with a passport, you need to read Title 22, United States Code 212, and then ask yourself, are you that? Well, you know, no, I'm not a federal agent, but you know, like, how am I still supposed to go anywhere? What you mean still how you supposed to go anywhere? Why can't you recognize the fact that somebody saying you need a passport is you being warred against? Somebody warring against you, yo, and you trying to find the most comfortable way of taking a shot on the chin. That's bananas, yo. And some of y'all, you know what I mean? Some of y'all are supposed to be gorillas coming home from prison, or you was out in the streets like that, but you won't sit there and grab a pen and paper for real. Not like real cats that I knew growing up coming from prison that got themselves out of it, wrote themselves out of it, know the law for real. And it's very few of them for real that really even comprehend that it's all federal agency. Ain't none of y'all supposed to be under that stuff, man. So yeah, so you know what I mean? You want to deal with some real ones. 7 Hill Stars was real. You know what I'm saying? Because not only do we do what we do, we also we almost like progressive. How they be like, you don't get car insurance with us. We'll send you quotes of other car insurance companies and shit. Like you ain't getting everything from 7 Hill Star. All right, go to RV Bay Publications. That's where we got started. Oh, you're not getting enough jurisprudence exercise. All right, cool. Go to Lawful Living. You know what I mean? Oh, you want to hear somebody else talk about it where I got it from? Cool. You listen to C. Freeman L. Check those YouTubes. Okay, all right. Watch Brother Taj every, you know what I mean, first and third Friday on House of Reawakening Minds. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't about ego for us, yo. What is we doing? Is you really supporting, or you really on some BS? Because then y'all gonna have to really know, and y'all gonna have to really look in the mirror. Those of you that's not supporting, those of you that's just talking shit, trying to find a cool way to not embrace your birthright. You know what? See, I don't want to be Moorish American. See, what we really is the ancient Hebrew Indians of Turtle Island. Like, shut the fuck up. Stop it. Don't know a lick of law. You know what I mean? You want to be everything else but what you're supposed to be. You won't even look into the history. And you got brothers like Seven Hill Star that sharing things plainly. And the only thing that you really fighting, it ain't us. You ain't mad at us. You mad at your lack pertaining to comprehension. Did I say that right? Or am I just ranting at this point? Put a one in the chat. You think Brother Hasan is ranting and raving? Let me go check the go check the YouTube.
That song, say what you need to say. It's bro saying what needs to be said. It really needs to be said. I mean, because if it's not said, it won't be spoken on. And then, we know folks hate, cool. We know folks that love us. It's, two sides to a coin, but some things need to be said. And speaking into the elephant in the room of support, because it's like when you look at other folks who are selling y'all back into slavery with those terms and processes, y'all support that. But when it comes to beings that want to show you how to do it yourself, how to teach your loved ones so that you don't have to keep suffering and keep complaining, it's crickets or it's kind of business or whatever. So it's like, no, we're doing this honorably so that we can continue to assist ourselves, our loved ones, and the planet and the energy on the planet. Folks complain about traffic, court, child support, mortgages, and repos and everything else. But when it comes to studying and doing what's right, folks don't want to. They rather just pay it and move on. But it's going to keep happening. So it's like, you can't serve two masters.
Word.
You can't, be like, yeah, I know you're about to punch me, but let me turn this way, hit this side. You know what I'm saying? Hit this side. You know what I'm saying?
Let me turn the other cheek.
Right. And it's like, we have to get active. So that's why we do what we do, and we share what we share. And, shout out to those who are doing that, taking themselves serious, or, who even seen something was wrong. They might have been fearful, but now they're, taking those, I'm going to say taking those chances, walking the path of righteousness and, really not worrying about it. Yeah, we know we're dealing with criminals. Even then, when you start putting them on ice, that whole tough talk shit really turn away and they'll get the running. Like that will really turn into or ignoring them. I'm telling you, like we experienced ourselves and we see it with others. Stories of beings of, these B.A.R attorneys putting restraining orders against the people. Now, come on now. Them putting restraining orders, but they're the ones who supposed to be this and that, when they say you're violating a law. What law?
Yep.
So it's like, let's get real. Let's be real. Let's get real. Like there's no more like hiding from it. And the more that one will hide from it or try to stray away from it, the more shit's gonna happen. And then you're gonna be like, damn, why does this shit keep happening? And a little voice like, you need to do this. Oh no, I don't want to do that. And it's like, okay. So it's really coming to that. And it's different. Yes, we know that being Moorish American is opposition to everything Christian. We know that Christians, everything opposite to Moorish American, but it's all based in one thing, in principle. So no, we're not trying to get Christians to, accept our Moorish Zodiac Constitution. We're going to show one how it's the same thing and how things balance in the principle of it, so that instead of beings idol worshiping some, a pale sun, they can see the metaphysics, they can see the philosophy in it, so they can save themselves and quit operating out of fear, hate, fear, hate, and ignorance. That's what's going on in all communities. Folks talking about what beings should wear, or, folks lusting after other people's wives or husbands. It's a lot going on that folks don't comprehend or don't want to comprehend or don't want to accept. But at the end of the day, you can't get away from it, because it's still happening. There's a lot of love that needs to be poured into Earth and Midgard. So I think at the end of the day, folks just hate themselves. They talking about their relationships. Are you loving yourself to a point? Okay, and if you are you letting someone that you with treat you that way that you're internally loving yourself? If not, get rid of them. Or, what is it that one's scared to let someone go if they're not, treating the brain right? And or is one scared to be alone for a little bit, to do that work? And until folks are ready to really do that spiritual work, that healing, which is the shadow work, which is the love, which is literally every breath. Folks, going to continue, do the cycles, and things will be delayed and prolonged. But we'll continue doing what we're doing. All we can do is showing the way, as the metamorphic Jesus did, or Yeshua, or whatever Buddha, whatever culture you from. You know what I'm saying? That y'all leading y'all idol showed y'all the same thing. They didn't say worship them. They showed the way. So we can connect any culture. Give me any text, any culture, religion, belief, or whatever, and we'll show you the principle. And not see, even you can even give the story. We can show you the multiple ways that one can see that they haven't been looking at. And I'm confident that folks have not been looking at things how they should, and things haven't been teaching what they should. But we know that's for an agenda, that's for private for them. The dark priesthood, we say that, but folks will be like, "Ooh, the dark priesthood." No, right? We're not being spooky, but we have to change our words on how we say things are being, because if we say one thing, they'll have a brain fart and won't even get the message, because their beliefs is fighting the truth. And I yield.
Word up, Islam, bro. Yeah, so I mean that's just a little bit of speaking casually.
That's some gold star conversation right there.
Definitely, you know what I mean? To make it officially a gold star conversation, let's look at a little bit of astrology, casually speaking, before we go all the way in, y'all, and look at the chat too. The Art of Life says God body. All righty, Islam, peaceful greetings to you. Brother Seven Judah Bilal Bey says peace and love. Mother Sahar says Islam, happy holy Venus degree to everyone. Zion Law School says Islam. Islam to you also, happy holy Venus degree, Zion Law School. Mother Barbara Bey says Islam. She says greetings Hassan, greetings Sean, greetings everyone. That's what Mother Barbara says to you all. Mother Sahar says greetings to Mother Barbara. Mother Barbara sends her love and says greetings back to Mother Sahar. Mother Barbara is showing more love, and yes, Gold Star conversation. She applauds that also. Right, Brother Derek Blash Bay says happy holy Venus degree. Right, Mother Barbara says happy holy day. She's laughing out loud and saying that's right. And of course, on points that we were speaking on, she says greetings and sends love and says yes. Brother Seven Judah Bilal Bey says Islam. Mother Barbara is sending much more love and praise, right? Indeed. What else do we have here? Mary says that her consistent challenge since 2010 is limited Social Security disability income that limits her finances by creating chronic lack in resources. She needs to be self-sufficient. She also burnt out with legal abuse syndrome, right? I know when you would share things at Lawful Living, Mary, we can hear it. When a lot of the different beings share, you know what I mean? And this is no offense. However, like when the Albion daughters are sharing what they're going through in Lawful Living, like we can hear it. It usually 9 times out of 10 ends up being in tears. That is not being mean. That is what actually happens. Am I off, Brother Sean? Anybody else that's here that's in the chat that Lawful Living? Y'all know we not off. You know what I mean? And we get it. We get it. Everybody's going through something. The Albions and Moors, conscious and unconscious Moors, all going through things. You know what I'm saying? However, technically, and I know it's going to hurt some of y'all, but even the Albions of Moors also, they come through a vagina, right? After being moored to the endometrium in some woman's uterus, right? So we have to really recognize and really focus and know that Seven Hill Stars, we don't really speak to, and we can speak to Pookie and Ray Ray and everybody else that want to hear, on levels like, beings that let you know that know me very well. I can speak to you however I choose to. It's nothing for me to meet you where you are. However, when I'm presenting what I'm presenting, it's not for you to get offended that I'm speaking over your head. It's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing is giving you options to improve your motherfucking vocabulary. Is that clear? There's nothing wrong with improving your vocabulary. All right? Don't get it twisted. But Mary, we totally get it. You know what I mean? You're gonna be able to do what you can do when you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. I know. I know. Guys want an hour with us. It's 153 units, especially for, because we are internationally certified professional astrologers. And I've been proving what I'm good at year after year for the past 9 years. 153 units for an hour with me. Oh, that's nothing. I know some of my colleagues want 6 units more than that. They want 159 for an hour. So to get 3 hours from me, which is 459, that's some of the people that have gotten mirror astrology sessions before the number went up. Because like I said, I had a time limit on how long I was going to do it. You know, I'm going to do 1 hour's worth of work. You know, I'm going to take the 3 hours, you know, that I do, and I'm only going to take 1 hour's worth of exchange for it. You know, because I'm giving beings that want to be sincere about their nationality and birthrights a means to get whatever that they need to get without seeming like we're busting their heads. So you want to call us astro package sellers or whatever. Anything you can think of, I'm pretty sure I can rabbit it myself. I can make a rap about it, make it seem like I'm talking about myself. I'll diss myself so to help you out. If anybody out there that wants to do that, because again, we don't give a fuck. So to continue, but yeah, Mary, it's all good. 7, Judah Balabe says Islam. Mary says she hopes to make a donation soon. She loves and respects our work. Indeed, Mary, we appreciate you. Mother Barbara shows her love. Antonio Bay says Islam. Mother Barbara is showing her love. We love you too, Mother Barbara. We really do, right? Because she's way more closer to us than just YouTube. Mother Sahar says 100. Mother Barbara says corporate activities. Mother Sahar says passport equals you owe an alliance to the United States. Indeed. Mary says speak truth to power. Indeed. Mother Sahar says truth be told. Brother Dirk Flash Bay says truth in love. And Mother Barbara shows and sends her love. Right. So guys, we're looking at some astrology right now. Right. So, you know, if we really see even what we're talking about, which is very interesting. To see Brother Sean what's on the ascendant right now. And what's on the ascendant we can see is Scorpio, right? You guys see my cursor right here, 18 degrees Scorpio, 18 minutes where it's happening right now. And we have Mars here, all right? Mars is at 28 degrees, 24 minutes. So it's just 4 minutes past the 10th house cusp. Will soon be in the 9th. However, what we're actually, hold on. Forgive me. It actually is in the 9th. Forgive me. Mars is in the 9th house. All righty. Because 2824 comes before 2833. All right. So it is in the 9th house. All right. Along with Mercury, Lilith, and Venus. Right. But Mars actually, right. And this is a daytime chart. So we would know that the triplicity for water sign would be Venus, Moon, and Mars. So just to see how we're doing things, right? The ascendant is how things are done, right? What are we doing? What's happening right now? We're all experiencing, you know, Scorpio. If we were to be from, you know, near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. So from that perspective and how, you know, one sees it from being there, right? Being here, right? Near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. What we can actually see is, hey, okay, well, if we look at that, let's look to Venus. Okay, so Venus is really bringing some true value, so to speak, really showing the beauty in some higher learning, right? Moon is letting us know that higher learning beauty is also being reflected in how we're being very secure in ourselves and getting down to business and showing what our duty is. And then Mars, in being the participating one for the triplicity, right? Since we're looking at the water sign being on the rise and speaking triplicity, forgive me, it will be Venus, Mars, Moon. So Venus and Mars is first, and then Moon would be that. So of course, like I said, we're bringing beauty to higher learning. We're being very active also in making sure that what it is that we're bringing pertaining to law, right? So higher learning and law, the beauty and the activity and being driven to bring forth possessing that, while the participating planet Moon is showing that we're really to have our subconscious mind and the people secure in that. And that's what that's even speaking to there. And you can hear with the language that I'm speaking, there any other professional astrologer that could be watching or not actually communicating in the chat, that's fine, no worries. At the end of the day, you can clearly see that what I said is really what's happening. And by the Moon ruling over the 9th house, while the Moon is under the rulership of Saturn, right here, because Aquarius, of course, is on the fourth house cusp. What we're really able to do is just really feel at home and making sure that we're internally structuring our emotions so that we can be able to, have our standing and have our reputation really, be solid, like seriously solid, and therefore instituting a means to really feel at home and feel secure with the topic that's at hand pertaining to one's psychology and things that are seemingly behind the scenes, what most people may not have much of a comprehension about. And with that, let's move on. I'm going to yield the floor from that. Let me stop the screen share here. And let's knock this out, right? Because I know we all getting to Malika's class very soon. Like in 50 minutes, Malika's going in on her court strategy class. So let's knock this out on what we have to share. Let's do our invocation in. Brother Sean's going to lead us on the invocation in, guys. You can extend all 5 appendages on your left hand, just your index and middle appendage on ye right hand, right? Like this, of course. We're going to face directional east, which is symbolic metaphysically to going within. I'm going to zoom in here, right? We see handsomely standing view guard on page 48 of Moorish Holy Temple of Science, Administrative Functions, Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his Moorish Sharif Fez and his Abba, right? So we're going to zoom in there. You guys can repeat after Brother Sean, either aloud or in the heart. Islam.
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 Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
Through his holy prophet.
Through his holy prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Amen.
Amen. Indeed. Let's get to the first letter to be read in every meeting. Still here at Moorish Holy Temple of Science Administrative Function, pages 84 and 85. Following is a letter written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali on the 18th day of January 1928 in Domini, which is 5 months and 28 days after he put this document in our authority, right? That, and why I'm saying that, because the meeting was July 20th, 1928. It was recorded August 1st at 14:52, right? Or 2:52 p.m. And so 5 months and 28 days after that meeting, he's having to, make sure that there's a letter to be proclaimed. He commanded that it be read before every meeting. So Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Because Moorish Holy Temple of Science adopted as its corporate name by Religious Corporation Act, right? Affidavit, right? According to the requirements of Lewis Lincoln Emerson, who was the Secretary of State at that time, right? Near the Illinois State Republic. Moorish Science Temple of America, Home Office, 3603 Indiana Avenue. Noble Drew Ali, founder. Chicago, Illinois, January 18th, 1929, to be proclaimed in every meeting. Dear brother Islam, I am glad to know that I have few faithful Moors among you all, and I desire for them to know the truth and the divine truth. There is a host of jealousy, quote unquote, about me and the movement now by the same people of our side of the nation that claim it was only a joke and unreal. But now, since they have found out from the government officials and the nations of the earth that this is the only sole foundation that all Asiatics must depend upon for their earthly salvation as an American citizen, not a U.S. citizen, not a United States citizen, American. All right. Remember, the whole Western Hemisphere is America, North, Central, and South. Let's not forget that. American citizen. Tying you back to the continent. That's continental congressional thinking there. They are working every scheme that they can to disqualify me so they themselves may take charge of the situation. I have notified all these things to you long ago in the past. It is through the faithful Moors that contribute to the movement and uplifting funds. To the ones that paid their divine respect to me and the movement will be remembered. That is why I'm calling upon all faithful Moors to increase their faithfulness To me, your prophet and your divine Moorish movement, I needed finance, and I need it bad. Never before have I needed finances badly as I do at present, that I may shove aside the discord that is facing the nation. It all comes through jealousy because of my, quote, fame and nobility, end quote, period. The nations of the world will not recognize the movement without me, the prophet, being the head. It has been proven by my work in which I have performed in the last few months, because I was at the governor's inauguration. Again, that's Lewis Lincoln Emerson at this time, to represent the Moorish Divine and National Movement. And I will be at the inauguration of President Hoover for the same cause. And that inauguration date happened on the 4th March, 1929 at 12 noon. For those that may need a reference, if you want to go and look at that astrologically, which we've done that before too. It's so funny because the aspects make a boat. The aspect shape is a boat. And it's funny, then there's this whole stock market crash. Why? Because Prophet Noble Drew Ali crashed it. Because remember, these beings wouldn't have their stock market or anything if it wasn't for us being asleep. So you want this great and awful day that he said is yet to come, that's here to continue, or you guys going to, stop sitting on your fucking laurels, right, and do something, all right? Next, we're going to the Moorish, excerpts from the Moorish Guide newspaper within the book presented as the Moorish literature. We're here on pages 12 and 13. Again, handsomely standing due guard there on page 12 is Prophet Noble Drew Ali and his Moorish Sharifs, Fez, and Abba. Here on page 13, I'm going to zoom in here, and we have our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased reading this, Brother Sean Alim El, Islam.
Islam, divine warning by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslim. Governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings towards the temple of the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali.
Islam. So now let's just jump right to it, y'all. We had the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. All righty. This is what we are looking at. All righty. Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. And guys, remember, this is a series that we're doing. That's why it says, intro to the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. This is part 8 of our series where, up to 7, we went Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 1, all the way up to 12. All righty. And why? You know what I mean? Because this is how I see it. There are beings that are using their administrative office practices to make you think that you've done wrong in your life, when really all you're lacking is, 1, knowing yourself. That's why we say get a mirror astro literacy session. Shameless plug. I don't care. I'm going to keep saying it. Right? That's why we say get your mental magician reports. All right? Period. So that you can really meet yourself. So you can be yourself. All righty? Read yourself. All righty? So that when you see there are beings who are taking advantage and seek, it's their career to take advantage of people lacking knowing this. These rules aren't meant for you. They're meant for the Judicial Conference of the United States, right? The senior circuit judges came up with these, administrative procedures. Do you work for that administration? Of course you don't. However, people do not recognize that there are things that are done out of ignorance. Like, instead of just writing, mother having written in, the family Bible or Quran pertaining to when she is manifesting child, she acts like she's in the middle of a war. And the spies at the spy center, 2 of them being churches and hospitals. And this is not, I have nothing against the symbol church. I'm against dogmatic practices that assist in warring against people that don't know. That's not the culture of the planet. That's why a lot of people are going to suffer, taking advantage of people's ignorance. All righty. The federal rules of civil procedure are rules that are being used to ruin people's lives. So what I trust is that we at least read them to know what is being utilized, so that you can utilize this against those that are utilizing them. Or it's going to come to a point where people are just going to start shooting people in the head. I mean, do you guys see another? I mean, it was 15 people earlier. I don't know, maybe people had to go back from off their lunch, or maybe it's not enough shit talking. Maybe we were more controversial before we went into the Moorish American prayer. However, the 10 of you that are here, I mean, you see another resolution? Help me out. Because this is what we're doing. Even I, Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey, is making sure I'm getting stronger and stronger with being much more shorter and shorter in correspondences, so that when we speak and say what we need to speak and say, we can get answered. It's just like, for some reason, these agencies that are enforcing their administrative practices on beings that don't belong within the administrative practice, it seemed like things work snappy for them. When it comes to us challenging their position, it's like, I mean, I think snails and sloths move faster than them. Brother Barber's laughing at that. What'd you say, bro?
I said straight up.
Yeah. I mean, so we got to get to a point where we just, oh, look, I'm here as a believer on Seven Hill Stars presentations because a believer just wants to be in awe from what's being said. I want students, because what students will do is actually take action pertaining to that which is being researched, studied, and reminded within themselves. We don't want believers. Believers come to be entertained by the words. Ooh, those brothers are saying expletives and then reading a prayer. They're so controversial. Fuck you. That's where I'm at with that. We want people that are going to really consistently be students. Period. When Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, I need finance and I need it bad, never before have I needed finance as badly as I do at present. Finance is your effort. Finance etymologically is a means to an end. So it's not just what you can send in a Cash App. It's not. And there are people who are asking, hey, can I, do X, Y, and Z for this particular product? I'm still thinking about it, because right now, Seven Hill Star can only really think like, yo, at this point, we need you guys to send Cash Apps. Or, here's an idea. Find some people that want sessions with us and reports. I just put a certain number on it. Bring us 3 people that want mirror sessions, then okay, I'll look out for you on whatever product or service you said you wanted. Because look at what you did. You were able to go. It's like, it's no different than when you in the hood, right? Hey, man, I got this pack, man, here. And I hand it to a runner, man, bring me back my bread. I mean, is that what you want? Sounds fair. Sounds fair to me.
Folks go shopping, it's like, tell your friends about this, pass these cards out, and then you go tell your friends to get a percentage off. It's no difference with it. Refer 5 friends and get 100 notes, or get a free this or get a free that for referrals. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you ask me, you want something that you know we offer for a certain amount of numbers or whatever, and you say you don't have the finances, okay, go find me 3 people then that want this, and then I'll look out for you. Other than that, there's me, my beloved mother, mistress consort, our sons. What do you want me to do? Do you grow your own stuff? Are you building houses? You got some land you want to give away? You got a house what? Make it worth our while. All right, let's get right into this and let's be brief. We're going in on 13, 14, 15, and 16. What'd you say, bro?
I said, let's get it.
Islam. So we're finishing up Title 3 of Federal Rules and Civil Procedures for Pleadings and Motions. All righty. 13, right? You see behind Brother Sean, he has Rule 13, right? Counterclaim and cross-claim. At least that's what you guys will see when he begins to speak, if you ain't peep it already. But you see it right there, actually, in the thumbnail, lower left-hand corner. He just moved to the side so you can see what he has projected behind him, of course, right? So with that being said, we're going in on Rule 13. Let's start there, 13, 14, 15, and 16, and then we're going to yield. I'm going to do the invocation out, and then we're going to jump in Malika's class. And my loved ones will be listening to class while I'm pretty sure I'm going to go downstairs and cook something for real. I love you, baby, and I'm hungry too. All right, so with that being said, let's get it. We already know how this goes. Brother Sean is going to be reading while I get my yeah, I'm serious, member, ad-libbing on in the background. All righty, so that's what I do. All right, so here we go. I yield the floor to our beloved brother and whom we're well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mel. Islam.
All right, we're at Rule 13, counterclaim and cross-claim. A, compulsory counterclaim. 1, in general, a pleading must state as a counterclaim any claim that, at the time of its service, the pleader has against an opposing party if the claim, A, arises out of the transaction or occurrence that is the subject matter of the opposing party's claim, and B, does not require adding another party over whom the court cannot acquire jurisdiction. 2, exceptions. The pleader need not state the claim if A, when the action was commenced, the claim was a subject of another pending action, or B, the opposing party sued on its claim by attachment or other process that did not establish personal jurisdiction over the pleader on that claim, and the pleader does not assert any counterclaim under this rule.
So, all right. So again, compulsory counterclaims. In general, a pleading, right, must, right, state as a counterclaim any claim that at the time of service, the pleader has against an opposing party if the claim arises out of a transaction or occurrence that is subject matter of the opposing party's claim. So it's, this is how I'm seeing it in my experience of doing counterclaims. A counterclaim is, basically, hey, look, you're off, you're loud and wrong, you're saying that I'm obligated to this. I know that I'm not obligated to it. You're simulating legal process or whatever. So, and I mean, because really I am getting to the mindset where it's like, yo, maybe the counterclaim isn't even necessary. Really, it's like, hey, like, I need to request a record because I don't even know how you're trying to talk to me. If I don't have a contract, if I didn't apply to have whatever service somebody is trying to say they're suing one for, if you're trying to sue me and I know I didn't sign up for it, there's no arbitration that I agreed to in case something happens or whatever where you want to sue me. What we need is a records request, and we need to report who's ever trying to prosecute me. Period. Because other than that, it's simulation of legal process. It's someone who has stolen your identity, right? Or stolen something that you're ex relatione to. You have knowledge of it. It's not you. However, you have knowledge of it. Someone's trying to express that they're leaning on it. I mean, rights are inalienable, unalienable. So where's the consent for that? Oh, you have no consent? Okay, then what should happen then to people that are like, oh, damn, hold on, I got caught. They see I can't do this. You know what they normally do? They still try to railroad people and force you into a correctional facility and try to make you think you're wrong about whatever. No, you caught them and they're doing their best to not get in trouble. However, that's why I said It's got to be more of us that's stronger on this knowledge and know how to do these things and use these things, right? The pleader has against any party if the claim does not require adding another party over whom the court cannot acquire jurisdiction. I get that, but me, I mean, if people that's sitting bench don't know that what's happening is BS, I'm going to put the judge in the counterclaim too. I don't give a fuck. I put judge in the counterclaim also. Why? Because everybody's in cahoots. They're colluding. Exceptions. The pleader need not state the claim if, when the actions commence, the claim was the subject of another pending action. Okay, cool. Hey, man, if this was according to this, man, you know, you don't need to state a claim. Or if the opposing party sued on its claim by attachment or another process that did not establish personal jurisdiction over the pleader on that claim, and the pleader does not assert any counterclaim under this rule. So it's almost sounding like, you know, personal jurisdiction wasn't thoroughly established, but, you know, do your homework. If it sounds like, you know, you think we don't comprehend it all the way, cool. Share with us. Email us, 7hillstar@gmail.com. DM us. You know what I mean? Whatever you send to 7hillstar, DM 7hillstar, trust and believe. I share with my brothers. I don't hold anything back. All right. So we're on B, right? B now is, okay, we did A was compulsory counterclaim. Now we're on permissive counterclaim. Hey, yo, bro, Islam.
Islam.
Oh, and hold on, guys, please, just because we go over it here, make sure you go over these things to further comprehend. And you, like I said, you want to share something, you want to share your findings, share your comprehension, do not be afraid to share. All righty. I yield. Islam.
Islam. All right, B, permissive counterclaim. A pleading may state as a counterclaim against an opposing party any claim that is not compulsory.
A pleading may state as a counterclaim. A pleading may state as a counterclaim against an opposing party any claim that is not compulsory. Okay. C.
All right, relief sought in a counterclaim. A counterclaim need not diminish or defeat the recovery sought by the opposing party. It may request relief that exceeds an amount or differs in kind from relief sought by the opposing party.
All right, yeah. So you think it's more that need to be done? Yeah, that's why I said, man, in my mind, that with that right there, it's like, not only do I need this relief sought, I need this judge to be recused. I need that judge to have a judicial complaint against them. But it's like we're doing all these things. And I'm not saying stop doing those things, because we're going to have to beat these people by our own free national press. All right, you Moorish Americans are supposed to be Moorish Americans for real. This is how we can use our press. We'll have the, you know, papers of our own, not just newspapers, however, papers of our own, right? All right, I yield, bro. Islam.
D, counterclaim against the United States. These rules do not expand the right to assert a counterclaim or to claim a credit against the United States or a United States officer or agency.
These rules do not expand the right. It doesn't contract it either. It doesn't diminish it. The right to assert a counterclaim or to claim a credit against the United States or the United States. I mean, are they not party to it? When people are talking about, oh, well, it's the state of, well, then if that's the case, then the state is deputized under the, you know, because you're doing executive stuff. Oh, well, this administration, well, if you're administrative, you're executing things. So that means you're deputizing activities that's similar to the executive branch of your administrative federal level. So technically, then, you know, or do you make the United States a party with you because these beings are now doing a False Claim Act, right? 31 United States Code 3729. Like when they do like an eviction, if they don't do a due process hearing through HUD, like 42 United States Code 1437 DK actually outlines, then okay, now whoever is doing the eviction is actually in violation of acting, impersonating, right? If I'm not mistaken, isn't that, what's that? Is that 18 USC 911? I hope I got that one right. What'd you say?
I said, I think so, bro. I'll be right back.
All right, Islam. So it's like, let's think about that. But anyway, yeah, they're impersonating, a United States so-called department. You're impersonating the Department of HUD by saying that you're doing an eviction through the county hiring sheriffs. That's a crime. That's not what I believe. And don't let nobody sit there and try to, oh, that's sovereign citizen. Man, fuck a sovereign citizen. Fuck them. And Moors aren't sovereign citizens. All right. So just because I have a fez on, I'm Moorish American and all these things, and I'm saying what I'm saying, I'm assisting Prophet Noble Drew Ali in his mission to help him to bring our people back into our constitutional fold of government. Just because Prophet Noble Drew Ali isn't in the physical flesh at this moment doesn't mean the spirit in which he's bringing things isn't still alive and well. As long as Prophet Noble Drew Ali is at the forefront pertaining to my mind and anyone else's mind, we're going to enforce the Constitution and assist Prophet Noble Drew Ali, helping him in his mission to bring our people back into the constitutional fold of government that can even recognize themselves that there are people. Which means we're trusting you're not unconscious, Negro, Black, colored, African American, whatever other, crayon color, fictitious entity you want to call yourself. You see what I'm saying? You offended? Cool, whatever. That's your fault. Go have a sit down with your ears in front of a mirror and be like, stop making me be sensitive, ears. Okay. That's what type of talk you need to have. All right. E, counterclaim maturing or acquired after pleading. The court may permit a party to file a supplemental pleading asserting a counterclaim that matured or was acquired by the party after serving an earlier pleading. Okay, cool. Now you know what you can do. F was abrogated, whatever F was. So it was abrogated. It's like, no, kick that out. We're not doing that. G, cross claim against a co-party. A pleading may state as a counterclaim any claim by one party against a co-party if the claim arises out of the transaction or occurrence that the subject matter of the original action or of a counterclaim, or if the claim relates to any property that is the subject matter of the original action. Okay, so it's a matter of, maybe if you sit down with this and read it 3 times to yourself and break it down, I'm like, okay, hold on. A pleading may state as a cross claim. What? Oh, it may state any claim by one party against a co-party. Co-party? If the claim arises out of the transaction or occurrence that is the subject matter of the original action of. So it sounds like kind of what I just said. It's like, okay, well, United States is a party because they're being defrauded, just like, if someone's evicted is being defrauded, it's like, okay, but then it's like, well, okay, well, hold on, y'all sanctioning this? Okay, so hey, there's a cross claim against, is that what it is? However, again, we're presenting these things so everybody can get their look, get your head out your ass. Stop sitting on your laurels and really analyze these things. You know how to play spades, you know how to play Uno, you know how to play basketball. Why? Because you read the objective. What do you think these rules are? And there's rules that really don't pertain to you unless you are a federal agent, a state agent, a municipal agent. If you're not an agent, then working for federal, state, or municipal, local, county, city, then these don't apply to you. So maybe it would be good to know how to use these against people that are trying to use them against you. and collude against you and rob you. Because they're obviously doing some type of banking practices where they're trying to do, no, the birth certificate isn't used this way to do that. Well, what are you guys doing then? Oh, we just need to rob people of things. We need to launder, but it's banking going on. These beings are fiduciaries and belligerent ones at that. And they're doing identity theft. Right? 3949A, 14039, those are IRS forms. IRS form 3949A, research it. IRS form 14039, research it. And don't look at these things as things to save you. Look at these things as a dual-edged sword, and you're not cutting yourself. You're grabbing the handle and kicking ass with it. People that are trying to railroad you. All righty, that's what you're doing. Kick ass with it. All righty. Again, I'm always open for correction if it seems like I don't comprehend the federal rules of civil procedure. I'm always open to it. No one likes a smart ass that think they're the smartest being in the class. Nobody really likes you. Because to be the smartest being in the class means you're the most hurt. Because smart means hurt. All right. So whoever out there talking about they're the smartest person in the class, you're hurt. A hurt ass. I would call you a dumbass, but you're a hurt ass. I'm the smartest person. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, here we go. Next part that I'm reading. The cross-claim may include a claim that the co-party, the cross-claim may include a claim that the co-party is or may be liable to the cross-claimant for all or part of a claim asserted in the action against the cross-claimant. So again, when I'm reading these rules, it's like, okay, square peg fits in square hole, circle peg fits in circle hole. And I think that's what we don't, as a being, as a people, the beings that we are. It's like we put the emotions to the sides, when I play spades, I don't have no emotion. I count the cards. I see how many books I got, and then I know how I'm gonna sit there and play certain ways to, make it go in my favor. Period. H, joining additional parties. Rule 19 and 20 govern the addition of a person as a party to a counterclaim or cross-claim. Separate trials. I, separate judgments. If the court orders separate trials under Rule 42B, it may enter a judgment on a counterclaim or cross-claim under Rule 54B. So that means now you will have to go and look at those other rules to comprehend what it's even saying there. Don't complicate it. When it has jurisdiction to do so, even if the opposing party's claims have been dismissed or otherwise resolved. That sounds like a vacation of judgment, Brother Sean, does it not? Hey, look, you guys said this. That sounds like, even if, who knows? That could be, is that something that could be a part of, federal rules of appellate procedure when people do appeals or whatever? Who knows? Because this is federal rules of civil procedure that are here. All righty. So now let's go back. Number 14, Brother Sean's about to go in. All righty. Here we go. Third party practice. All righty, Brother Sean. Let's see. This one's pretty short too, if I'm not mistaken. See, yeah. All right. Boom. That's where it ends, where it says notes. All right. So, bro, I yield the floor to you. Islam.
Islam. All righty. Rule 14, third party practice.
Mm-hmm.
A, when a defendant party may bring in a third party. 1, timing of the summons and complaint. A defending party may, as third party plaintiff, serve a summons and complaint on a non-party who is or may be liable to it for all or part of the claim against it. But the third party plaintiff must, by motion, obtain the court's leave if it files a third party complaint more than 14 days after serving its original answer.
A defending party may do what? What may the defending party do? As a third party plaintiff? Oh, okay. Serve a summons and complaint on a non-party who is or may be liable to it. Liable to third party for all or part of the claim against it. But the third party plaintiff must by motion. So the third party has to, put in some type of motion to obtain the court's leave if it files a third party complaint more than 14 days after serving its original answer. Court's leave. Maybe that's something you guys should look at. What is court's leave? What is leave? Are they saying like, oh, well, they're not here, we're just gonna adjudicate this way? What is leave, right? All right, I yield, bro, too.
The third party defendant's claims and defenses. The person served with the summons and third party complaint, the quote unquote third party defendant. A must assert any defense against the third party plaintiff's claim under Rule 12. B must assert any counterclaim against the third party plaintiff under Rule 13A and may assert any counterclaim against the third party plaintiff under Rule 13B or any cross claim against another third party defendant under Rule 13G.
That really sounds like, it's funny too, because that sounds like when beings are not a part of a agency or administrative practice, but they're brought in as a non-party because it must be between like kind. It must be between corporate entity or agent against corporate entity or agent. But then you got this other being who's not a corporate entity or agent that's now, hey, I'm making a third party complaint and I need this being to be a third party defendant. It's like, that almost sounds like the short-term loan program that they try to hold a lot of beings to, called child support. That's what it sounds like to me. But, I'm open for correction. I yield, bro. Islam.
All right. And so we're at C, may assert against the plaintiff any defense that the third party plaintiff has to the plaintiff's claim, and D, may also assert against the plaintiff any claim arising out of the transaction or occurrence that is a subject matter of the plaintiff's claim against the third party plaintiff.
Got you. And it kind of repeats things. So it's like, may assert against the plaintiff any claim. Okay, boom, that's one. Assert any claim. How is the claim coming about? It's arising out of the transaction or occurrence that the subject matter of the plaintiff's claim, right? Occurrence that is the subject matter of the plaintiff's claim, right? So it's like you're taking their words and using it against them. I don't know. Like I said, if I'm not seeing it right, or you think my comprehension is off, cool. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it. Let's strengthen our comprehension and use this against beings who are hoping, because like I said, these beings watch us. Some of them have subscribed to Seven Hill Star. I watch them. There are beings out there near the North Carolina State Republic. Now I can kick them off. I can kick them out of the subscription. You know what I mean? I'm just waiting for one of my bros to be like, yeah, man, you can kick them off. You know what I mean? Well, I know they one of the first ones to look at it, and they the first ones to forward it to other beings, which means they're sharing it with their judges and lawyer beings. If I was them and I'd be seeing this presentation, I'm like, oh shit, man, they're encouraging the people to read the rules. We're going to be starving soon. It's going to be a lot of suicides. That's what I think. I think it's going to be a lot of suicides in the next couple of years. And you guys are going to see that they were attorneys. Well, all of them are attorneys at this point. Even the ones that are alleged judges and magistrates, they don't went to law school. Most of them, if not all of them. All right, bro. I yield. Islam.
All right, we got 3. Let me move that. Plaintiff's claim against a third-party defendant. The plaintiff may assert against the third-party defendant any claim arising out of the transaction or occurrence that is a subject matter of the plaintiff's claim against the third-party plaintiff. The third-party defendant must then assert any defense under Rule 12 and any counterclaim under Rule 13A, and may assert any counterclaim under Rule 13B or any cross-claim under Rule 13G.
Which is what we just read. I yield. Continue.
4, motion to strike, sever, or try separately. Any party may move to strike the third-party claim, to sever it, or to try it separately. All right, 5, third-party defendant's claim against a non-party. A third-party defendant may proceed under this rule against a non-party who is or may be liable to the third-party defendant for all or part of any claim against it.
All righty, that makes sense. Okay. I mean, like I said, as it's saying, it's making sense to me. It's like, all right, one, like, third-party defendant against a non-party. Okay, cool, whatever. Hey, non-party, you owe me this. So I'm trying to hold you to this that you owe me because you're liable to me for this claim or this part of this claim. That's how I'm seeing it. Okay, third-party complaint in a thing, right? In REM. Go ahead, I yield.
REM. If it is within the admiralty or maritime jurisdiction, a third-party complaint may be in REM. In that event, a reference in this rule to the summons, quote unquote, includes the warrant of arrest, and a reference to the defendant or third-party plaintiff includes, when appropriate, a person who asserts a right under the supplemental rule 6C.AI in the property arrested.
Yeah, C6AI, right? And it's interesting too, because again, we're reading this, but you guys need to keep in mind that's either seeing this now or we'll see this in the dimensions to manifest term of the future. All righty. That this is for beings who have agreed and consented to be agents, federal, state, municipal, local, county, city. It does not pertain to beings that are not that. So you need to know when policy enforcers running you off the road, when sheriffs try to, or they go to evict you, right? They're breaking the law. And so it's like, oh, well, down there. That's why I said it seemed like things move really fast when they're violating people that have nothing to do with their administrative practices. However, when you go to do whatever in, refuting that and rebuking that and being against them, it's almost like they're really slow because they have an automated way of responding and an automated way of ignoring what they're actually supposed to be doing, an automated way of ignoring what their actual administrative purpose is, their legislative intent is, the scope and applicability of what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. It's like, oh, we don't get it. You're just wrong. You think like a sovereign citizen. And this is why I said, is there going to come a time where these beings are just going to get shot? No, I'm serious. Why do you think it's been year after year after year of stripping the people away from things that people were thinking back in the 1700s? Oh, hold on. This motherfucker trying to set trip on me. Hey, wow. Okay, that's enough of that. We're forming new government now. I'm just saying, let's just really think, right? Mother Barbara says, oh, I think that was pertaining to what I was telling, my baby, look, I'm hungry too. I'm ready to cook. C. Thomas says Islam. C. Thomas also says Rule 14A1, the word it, quote unquote, I see it as referencing the summons and the complaint. Okay. All righty. Got you. Cool. I'll take that. Go back and look at that in my own time or whatever, but that's cool. Like pushing it off on a non-party. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. Great observation. Way to interact. That's what I'm talking about. Mother Sahar says indeed. All right, so boom, here we go. When a plaintiff may bring.
In a third party, when a claim is asserted against a plaintiff, the plaintiff may bring in a third party if this rule would allow a defendant to do so.
So if the defendant can do it, the plaintiff can do it. And again, that's why I can't wait till we get to Rule 17, because we know when you're talking plaintiff and defendant, like beings have to be like officers of an administration. And that's why I said, man, like if you guys could just really comprehend these things. And like I said, just because Seven Hill Stars share what we share, we're not above dialogue. We're not above listening to the other concepts of beings, and then let's see if we're all looking at this thing properly, provided we're all going in the same direction. we can sniff out a fucking agent. If you're on some agent shit and you're just, well, let me go and be cool with them and seem like I'm with them, but the whole time I'm just an infiltrating agent, I trust that a piano falls on your head or an acme anvil. You wily coyote bitch, you. All right, so anyway, moving forward, I yield, bro. Looks like we're at C, admiralty or maritime claim.
Yep. C, admiralty or maritime claim. 1, scope of impleader. If a plaintiff asserts an admiralty or maritime claim under Rule 9H, the defendant or a person who asserts a right under Supplemental Rule 6 C6AI may, as a third-party plaintiff, bring in a third-party defendant who may be wholly or partly liable, either to the plaintiff or to the third-party plaintiff, for remedy over, contribution, or otherwise on account of the same transaction, occurrence, or a series of transactions or occurrences.
So in other words, hey, my man, can you help me with this? That's what it sounds like. Go ahead, I yield.
2, defending against a demand for judgment for the plaintiff. The third-party plaintiff may demand judgment in the plaintiff's favor against the third-party defendant. In that event, the third-party defendant must defend under Rule 12 against the plaintiff's claim, as well as a third-party plaintiff's claim. And the action proceeds as if the plaintiff had sued both the third-party defendant and the third-party plaintiff.
While the third-party plaintiff may demand judgment in the plaintiff's favor against the third-party defendant. In that event, the third-party defendant must defend under Rule 12 against the plaintiff's claim, as well as the third party's claim. And if the action proceeds as if the plaintiff had sued both the third party defendant and the third party plaintiff. Wow. Wow. I'm just, that's, it's almost like, yo, help me out and then kick you in the back of your neck, because now you helped me out as far as I needed you to help me out, but everything else, you know, you're an enemy, like third party play. Okay, anyway, letting that go. I'm pretty sure there's other ways we can look at it. I'm pretty sure we can go find some case law, something, read some things. Because at this point, if you're like how I am, reading certain case law now, it's like reading a comic book. All right, here we go. So now we're looking for Rule 15, amended and supplemental pleadings. Let's knock that out. Right. Let's see where we are here. Make sure I'm not zoomed in all the way. And that one's okay. Ends at D there. All right. Knock it out, Brother Sean. Let's do this.
Right. Rule 15, amended and supplemental pleadings. A, amendments before trial. Amending as a matter of course. A party may amend its pleading once as a matter of course within A, 21 days after service.
21 days to amend it. Got you.
Mm-hmm. Or B, if the pleading is one to which a responsive pleading is required, 21 days after service of a responsive pleading or 21 days after service of a motion under Rule 12B, E, or F, whichever is earlier.
Cool, that's simple. And go ahead, I yield.
2, other amendments. In all other cases, a party may amend its pleading only with the opposing party's written consent or the court's leave.
Wow. Rewind. Yeah, rewind that.
Right. In all other cases, a party may amend its pleading only with the opposing party's written consent or the court's leave. The court should freely give
so
leave.
Court's leave must sound like permission then. Oh, well, the court's leave, like, I guess. But anyway, that should make you think about the word leave when using court stuff. But go ahead, I yield. Maybe we'll look it up in Black's Henry Campbell. That's homework. What is leave? Right? Look it up in Henry Campbell Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition. I yield, bro.
Islam. The court should freely give leave when justice so requires.
I yield.
3, time to respond. Unless the court orders otherwise, any required response to an amended pleading must be made within the time remaining to respond to the original pleading or within 14 days after service of the amended pleading, whichever is latter or later, whichever one.
All righty. Continue.
All right. B, amendments during and after trial. 1, based on an objection at trial. If at trial, a party objects that evidence is not within the issues raised in the pleadings, the court may permit the pleadings to be amended. The court should freely permit an amendment when doing so will aid in presenting the merits and the objecting party fails to satisfy the court that the evidence would prejudice that party's action or defense on the merits. The court may grant a continuance to enable the objecting party to meet the evidence.
The court may grant a continuance. See, that almost sounds like, so you can use this evidence, fix your claim. And it's like, nah, man, we want to strike that. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody trying to, and again, look at it. Again, it's like playing basketball. Somebody goes to shoot a shot. Can you block it? Or can you strip them of their possession before they even raise it above their waist? I yield, bro.
Islam. All righty. 2, for issues tried by consent. When an issue not raised by the pleadings is tried by the parties express or implied consent, it must be treated in all respects as if raised in the pleadings. A party may move at any time, even after judgment, to amend the pleadings to conform them to the evidence and to raise an unpleaded issue. But failure to amend does not affect the result of the trial of that issue.
I get it. So the amending is so that, you want to enter this evidence, then make sure that it's written, in the pleading that this is what you're bringing. Other than that, you're just trying to bring evidence. And that's kind of what we was reading on in last Friday's class with Malika on court procedure. We might not get to 16, bro. We might just knock it out here at 15 and we'll do 16 when we come back next Friday.
Indeed.
Islam.
All right. C, relation back of amendments. 1, when an amendment relates back. An amendment to a pleading relates back to the date of the original pleading when A, the law that provides the applicable statute of limitations allows relation back. B, the amendment asserts a claim or defense that arose out of the conduct, transaction, or occurrence set out or attempted to be set out in the original pleading. Or C, the amendment changes the party or the naming of the party against whom a claim is asserted. If Rule 15C1B is satisfied, and if, within the period provided by Rule 4M for serving the summons and complaint, the party to be brought in by amendment. Let's see, I received such notice of the action that it will not be prejudiced in defending on the merits, and 2, knew or should have known that the action would have been brought against it, but for a mistake concerning the proper party's identity. 2. That's a
Identity theft. I yield.
All right. Yep. The failure to join a party, and also that wrong party too. All right. 2, notice to the United States. When the United States or United States officer or agency is added as a defendant by amendment, the notice requirements of Rule 15C1CI and 2 are satisfied if, during the stated period, process was delivered or mailed to the United States Attorney or the United States Attorney designee, to the Attorney General of the United States, or to the officer or agency. All right. D, supplemental pleadings. On motion and reasonable notice, the court may, on just terms, permit a party to serve a supplemental pleading setting out any transaction, occurrence, or event that happened after the date of the pleading to be supplemented. The court may permit supplementation even though the original pleading is defective and stating a claim or defense. The court may order that the opposing party plead to the supplemental pleading within a specified time.
Islam. Look, guys, we're going to come back to next Friday. We're going to come back and do rule number 16, right? Which is the last of Title III, pretrial conferences, scheduling, and management. And just to be clear, to show you guys how long that one actually is, and maybe we can go in a little more. Maybe we'll have, if she agrees, or she can come in, have Malika go over some of these things with us just to see, you know what I mean? Have a dialogue that will, I trust, will inspire other beings to have that kind of dialogue. All right. So we'll look at Rule 16 next Friday and go in on that, probably just expound upon a little more, you know, however we said, do your homework, go and look at these things. Look at when it's mentioning another rule within a rule, see how it has context. Maybe you need to write it down so you can comprehend it for yourself. Put it in language where you'll comprehend it. Okay, so that means if I make a sandwich and I make this sandwich with mustard, then I have the right to plead some mayonnaise. I don't know, man. You know, well, the vegan meat on the vegan maize needs to make sure that it has complained appropriately. I don't know. However, you need to say it for yourself, right? I see I'm hungry. So with that being said,
Me too.
with that being said, guys, I'd like to thank you all for joining us. We're about to go and check out the court strategy class with Malika. All right, at the Jurisprudence Gym. However, before we yield and thank you all, we love you all, we appreciate you all. We're going to extend all 5 appendages on our left hand, just the index and middle on the right. We're going to face east, directionally speaking, which is metaphysically symbolic. So going within, you can repeat after me either aloud or in your heart. Islam.
Islam.
Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe.
Allah, the Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Truth.
Peace.
Peace.
Freedom.
Freedom.
And justice.
And justice.
Allah is my protector.
Allah is my protector.
My guide.
My guide.
And my salvation.
And my salvation.
By night.
By night.
And by day.
And by day.
To the Holy Prophet.
To his Holy Prophet.
Noble Drew Ali.
Noble Drew Ali.
Ameen. Thank you all so much. I and my beloved brothers in whom we well pleased, we love you all. If you're part of the private ministerial action process group on Lawful Living, we are to see you guys in a few seconds. This is where we say to you all and everybody out there on TikTok, namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam.